As I say, I'm not going to call you sexy all the way through, but you are sexy. I'm allowed to do it to the guys, isn't it? It's that sexist, isn't it? If I started off going to would my guest, you're really sexy and sexual, I'd be in trouble, but I could do it to you, and it's all right. Yeah. And I find out, on your podcast with the other guys who you were on with before, you're very, you're very appreciative of other men in a quite homoerotic way, I would say.
I am. Yeah, I am essentially a homosexual man in a straight man's body.
Okay.
So I can find beauty in the male form, not a problem at all. Yeah. And I'll mention it. And if we were close friends, I'd happily comment on all your bits.
Good. Yeah. But what I find quite interesting about you, there's a few bits and pieces you've done with that sans moustache, where the moustache is not on.
Correct. And
without the moustache,
not as sexy.
Just not sexy at all. not just no. Well, it's all in the moustache.
Yeah, it is my Samson moustache.
It is.
I think there was a phase when I was sans moustache. If you're in decent nick, you get away with it.
Yeah.
And I was in decent nick for a few years. But when you reach a certain age and a certain waist size, I think the moustache is a wonderful distraction.
It hasn't been good. I mean, I've had some odd moustaches in my time, but the last time I grew a moustache from Movember. Before I did Movember before, just about 3 or 4 months before 2 months before I got testicular. Well, I had testicular cancer, I just didn't know it. So 2 months before I found out I had testicular cancer, I grew a moustache for a month, and it was horrible. Yeah. And it did not look good, and it didn't help me at all. But I think with you, I think the moustache is.
I think some people wear a moustache well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think, but I mentioned this on some material before. But if you're known for a moustache, if I shave my moustache off now, it would look wrong.
Yeah.
And I talk about Nigel Mansell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Graham Gooch.
Yeah.
Mickey from Only Fools and Horses. Right. You see him without a moustache, he looks bad.
Yeah, well, Edmonds once shaved off his whole beard, and his beard, Noel Edmonds, it was his whole thing. Was his little tiny beard, and he shaved it off, and he wasn't on TV for a few years.
No.
So he could grow
Cosmic
back
order, that, no.
So facial hair has it's an interesting, the power of the moustache, it turns you into.
I think it makes you look, the thing with the moustache is, it's a overt indicator of how virile and testosterone fueled you are.
Yeah.
I could tell you that without the moustache, and you might believe me, you might not.
Yeah.
But with the moustache, there's no doubt about it. And the thing about a bad moustache, invariably, bad moustaches are thin moustaches or weak moustaches.
Mine's just goes too bristly. I don't like having it myself, so it gets to a certain level, which I'm almost at now.
Yeah.
It gets too bristly, and I find it annoying. My wife does not enjoy the moustache.
No, not yours.
Maybe that's it. Maybe she's just got a rash from you that she's going, I don't want to aggravate that rash any further, Richard. But I have the moustache most of the time. It might just be an excuse to keep.
You've got a hair interview. You've got lovely hair.
I've got a lot of hair. I haven't cut my hair in 2023 yet. It has not been cut. In fact, the other day, and this happened with I talked to one of my other guests about this happened to her. I brushed my hair for the first time in ages, and I was really trying to get through a part of it, and it wouldn't go. And I had quite a chunky dreadlock had grown in I just had to hack it out with some nail scissors.
I can see you with grey dreads, actually.
So it's that's quite bad, though, isn't it? If you're not looking after yourself that well, that it's...
Well, if it's clean,
Janine Garofalo got mistaken for a homeless person when she was walking around with her hair in a similar sort of state to mine,
Yeah.
I think that's in the episode we did the Edinburgh Fringe last year. But yeah, so I probably need to get it cut, but...
Don't get it cut.
No?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay, I'll just keep on growing.
It's fun.
It's going to just turn into a massive...
It'll look great.
Yeah, okay. It does, it's got to a good point again at the moment.
Yeah.
Look, there's loads to talk to you about. I very much enjoyed being on the socially distant sports bar.
And what a great guest you were, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, it should be out by the time this is out. I think it will be out. I got back from the gigs I've just done, and there was a big box. Don't worry about that. There was a big box of chocolates that you'd set 5 or 6 big bars of chocolate.
Yeah. Which
is like going to the characters on Train Spotting them, say, do you want some heroin? Here it is, a big box of heroin.
Yeah.
Trying to give this stuff up.
Yeah.
But it's quite nice. This is class. They've made a bar of chocolate, and then for each guest you make a little...
All our guests get personalised
things. There's me with a snooker cue and a testicle.
Yeah.
and the boys behind
and what a testicle.
It's very nice. I've got 5 bars. Do you want some, Lou? Do you like chocolate? Yeah, there you go.
Oh, hello. What's your name? Lou. Enjoy, Lou. Is that Welsh accent?
Rotherham.
Oh, Rotherham.
She did sound well. You were putting on a Welsh accent.
You said
Well,
Lou.
you're not Welsh.
You said Lou. All right, okay. Sorry. Enjoy, Lou.
I'll try.
Only 5 of those in the world, and you got one of them.
See, look, you're getting free stuff because I'm just trying to give everything away.
Willy Wonka's nothing in comparison to that.
No possession. So yeah, I listened to one today, and the most recent one. It's a lot of fun. It's you guys have got a lovely.
It's the luckiest. Yeah, we just got really lucky, Rich, in
Yeah.
lockdown, and just end up doing something we love doing with my best mates. So
Yeah.
it's,
it
it's
doesn't-
cliche, but it never feels like you're doing any work. It's
No.
quite guilty. I get quite a lot of guilt from that I sort of make a living doing it.
Yeah. Don't worry about that.
That's fine.
And it's not. I mean, it is about sport, but it isn't. You don't have to like sport to enjoy it. There's plenty that isn't about.
Yeah, I think if
sport.
you like sport, there's plenty of sport there for you. And if you don't like sport, it's yeah. I think one of my favourite bits of feedback was an American lady who listens to it, who says, "I've never been to outside the USA. I don't like sport. I didn't even know where Wales was, and this is my favourite podcast." A damn indictment on a sports podcast, if you ask me. So.
And you said on this episode that I listened to that you've managed to pay for new teeth with the money from the podcast.
I'm wearing them right now. I got the new
Yeah.
teeth in right now.
Yeah.
Would you like a quick glimpse? You didn't see
Yeah.
the old teeth?
Yeah.
Well, you look at this.
Oh, wow.
Only because my daughter, I'm not particularly vain, well, I am. My daughter sat on my lap about 6-7 months ago
Yeah.
and just said, "Dad, why are all these teeth different colours?" I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "That one's blue, that one's brown, that one's yellow, that one's white, that one's cream." I was like, "Oh, Jesus." And she was right. For rugby and, you know, and growing up malnourished. So I just had them done. I thought, come on, let's get them. These are the teeth that Pod built.
It's nice, so that's good.
They're nice though, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's something you can, you know. There used to be a market in Carmarthen, which is where Alice is from, back in the day, where you could in the market there one of the stalls sold second-hand glasses you'd assume from the deceased, and second-hand dentures.
Wow.
If you can believe it. People be down there trying on the dentures, yeah. So like Tolland Man, and sort of 3,000 years' time when I'm dug up from a ditch,
Yeah.
just these teeth will be left and nothing else.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah.
And another highlight that was forwarded to me from I don't know how recent this episode was, but you were mistaken. One of the guests mistook you
Fuck you.
for someone.
So the lovely Kate Mason,
Yeah.
lovely lady, very good commentator, wonderful company, and a real prick as well, because I talked about singing and having a good voice, which I have. I'm just stating a fact, and Alison and Steph backed me up. And then she went, "Oh my God, are you the bloke who does the adverts for Go Compare?" I said, "Well, the 26-stone bald Wyn Evans." But being Wales, I know Wyn. Like he lives around the corner. So
I love that. It's a Welshman with a moustache. I mean, his moustache is quite different to yours. I mean,
it's not even real. It's just stuck on for the
yeah,
advert.
you could twirl yours up to be like.
I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want any part of his life, Rich.
I love him, as I've said before. He's a better actor as Gio Campari than he is as himself.
100%.
In those adverts.
Yeah.
He's better pretending to be the cartoon character than he is when he is in himself.
Nice fella, though.
Yeah, he looks very nice, and
Nice
good luck to
fella.
him.
Yeah, good luck to him.
He must have. I mean, he must be the king of Wales. He must be the we do film this, by the way. So.
Can I just point out that was a joke? He is actually. I'll tell you one of the best things about Wyn, a.k.a. Gio Campario. We moved into our new house last summer. Went to the chip shop because we didn't have a functioning kitchen for a very long story behind that. Went to the chip shop and the fella said, "I recognise you from, you did a thing with Wyn Evans." I said, "Yeah, Radio Wales back in the day." He said, "You're not paying for it." He wouldn't let me pay for the food because I'm friends with Wyn Evans.
Wow.
So, Wyn, if you're listening, thank you so much for the free cod and chips.
Yeah. No wonder he's 26 stone.
Yeah. I'm catching him up.